the word? Reparations. And sort of listening here and having spoken to many of you before the panel started, I just wanted to address the elephant in the room. I'm the curator of the Basquiat show that's upstairs, and two of the contributors to my catalog are on the stage. And the Black woman who's been hired as the first Black curator that the Guggenheim has hired full-time is on the stage as well. And so when we're talking about this dynamic of the institution bringing in Black bodies, bodies of color, to talk about institutional violence, to talk about labor, and to talk about museums being responsible in the past, but what about what happens in the present? Some of you may have seen what I've said on social media, which is that and it's so important as someone that truly lives the politics of human dignity, of Black dignity, to say that what has gone down is so violent. It's so violent, and it's meant to be that way. And it's not just, and of course it's an institution that condones and looks the other way, but there's also a very traceable step of how that happens, right? When we have the chief curator that makes those calls to make sure that people come to the panel. And it's not the panelists' fault, and I don't want this conversation to devolve to that, because it's not their fault. What we should be looking at is, how do you have an institution which for 80 years has never hired a Black person to come in and curate a show, which is me, by the way, and you have a panel that is hoisted on that intellectual labor, that intellectual credibility, on the penultimate day of the exhibition, with two contributors, and say that it's not about the Basquiat show, or it's not about that Black woman's labor. It's just not true. It's not true. And I would be less of that leader that put that show up than to say, to not use this opportunity to say that.